unsolicited offer to replace fencing of the entire Charles Johnson Airport to be funded by and managed by TxDOT Aviation exclusively, less the WCND 10% cost share.
Correct.
We're gonna have to replace the fence anyway.
Absolutely. All right, I'll give you the full backstory so everybody remembers who might not have been at the meeting. About a year ago, I made a comment that we'd had a gentleman come to town from TxDOT Aviation, went around with Frank, toured the airport, came up with a list of things that he noted that needed repair, that they were willing to help us. And at the time, they were told it was gonna be zero cost to us, up to $2 million. That was the original report we received. So I submitted all the paperwork to the state, saying these are the projects, we need a fence desperately. It's got holes all over the place and all kinds of wild animals inside the airport on a regular basis. Running lights are antiquated, need to be upgraded, and the surface of the runway needs to be repaved. So those are things we submitted to them as an initial review for the TxDOT Aviation. Never heard a word from them. 3 weeks ago, about a month ago, just before last meeting, I got an email from a person from TxDOT Aviation talking about this ramp program that I mentioned to you last month, that basically says that they cover 90% of all costs. We have to invest the money and then they pay back 90%. Okay, fine. I mentioned it to you, but I hadn't done anything with it. Last Wednesday, I think it was, Frank and I got a note from TxDOT Aviation from a guy saying, hey, we got money that we want to set aside and designate to replace the fence at the airport at Charles Johnson, and we'll pay the bill, we'll contract it, we'll do the whole 9 yards, you don't have to touch it. It's gonna cost $800,000, your cost share is $80,000. He says, you can do this yourself, you can go out and put the fence in yourself, and it'll probably be cheaper than our cost, but then you're gonna have to cover the cost expense up front, and they'll reimburse you back to 90%. I have no idea what it's gonna cost, but I can tell you that we did a very small acre, roughly an acre of fencing. It was a $51,000 project last year. So that's an acre, and now we're talking way more, almost 2 miles of fencing that they're willing to pay the bill of $800,000. We're gonna have to pay $80,000. I strongly recommend that we jump on the opportunity for the state to cover this cost, and we just get reimbursed, or we reimburse them the $80,000.
Absolutely.
So I would like to see if you guys.
Motion made.
Motion made by Commissioner Trevino. Second.
No.
Sorry.
Scott.
Second by Commissioner Cavazos. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried.